Last is PowerPoint. And I was talking about earlier, I know I mentioned a comment about boats, and I'll show you the power of that. Great thing about PowerPoint is if you want to generate slide content, you want to come up with some great images, icons, layouts, it will do all of that for you. It'll even modify it. You could say make it more professional. There are so many things you can do with it. But again, for purposes of explaining in a simple way of how it works, let me pull up PowerPoint for you. Right, here's a blank PowerPoint. You can see I've already opened up Copilot here. And it even gives you, here's some things you can try. You can create a presentation from file, create a presentation about, add a slide. I'll click on create a presentation about, and I will say types of powerboats. Keep it somewhat simple. And you know what? Instead of I'm going to see if it'll let me limit the presentation. Here, let me change that a bit. About types of powerboats. All right, we'll just go with that. All right, and so now, again, I have nothing about boats in our company data, in our OneDrive, or in our SharePoint, so it's going to start looking in the internet. And it's going to just create a presentation on powerboats. Now, I may say create a presentation about types of powerboats and why inboard versus outboard is better. You can narrow it down, you can modify it after it's created. But for right now, I'm giving Copilot the ability to create what it thinks I want. So here it is, through a variety of pictures, types of powerboats. It gives you an overview, features, use cases. Then it breaks it down, puts in a lot of great stock photos. Now this, deck boats, well, this doesn't actually show a picture of a deck boat, but you can see that, again, pontoon boats doesn't actually show you that. And that definitely is not a pontoon. Well, maybe it is, but once again, it does give you the ability to pull that up. And then you can go in here and you could say, well, you know what? There are other layout options. So you can go to designer, come up with the ideas, select what those layout options are. You can also ask the presentation to be more specific. You can provide colors, create a presentation about types of powerboats, utilizing a pink background, utilizing our logo and assign it or tell it where the logo is. All of that information can be done. You can also create templates and then tell it to utilize that template to create a presentation based on data you have on a client. So say you have a Excel spreadsheet about a client with certain information in it. You can go in there, create your general PowerPoint about your organization, tell it to pull the data from the spreadsheet and have it automatically fill in. So there is so much you can do with this. And again, I'm talking about this in PowerPoint. You can do it with Outlook. You can do it with this. The learning curve is pretty large. Now, while I'm talking, I realize you'll see in some of the cases, I have this button up here with the autosave off. In PowerPoint, you do not need to have autosave on. In Word and Excel, you do. I don't remember the exact reasons, but that's just something to keep in mind. But it'll tell you right off the bat. It says, won't be able to work unless you put it on autosave.